Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Chelle, and as you can see from the title down below, we're gonna have a little chit chat. We're gonna talk about a little topic here that's been kind of on my heart and my soul. It's been heavy on it, and I just kind of wanted to have a little open discussion, see where we're all at with the situation, how we all feel about it. So yeah, without further ado, I don't want this video to be longer than it should. Let's jump right into it. All right, guys, so just to address the elephant in the room, the reason why I'm wearing a hat in this video is because I'm pretty much off for the day. I've been off for a few days now. I've just been in chill mode, and my hair is, my natural ladies, my natural ladies, y'all know the drill. My hair is braided up, honey, in them little granny braids because, to keep it from tangling, to stretch it, all that fun stuff. And I don't want to undo them because I feel like I'm not really doing anything else for the remainder of the day. So if I undo them, then my hair is gonna be all beautified and it's gonna be a waste because I'm not doing anything else for the remainder of the day. Feel me? Good. So that's why I have this hat on. Y'all, I'm completely comfortable today. Like, I'm just wearing a little regular shirt. I'm wearing like sweats. Look, I'm wearing like my little sweats. And I have all my little my little furry slippers. I didn't think I was that flexible, y'all. I thought y'all was gonna see me on my ass, child. But yes, that's what I'm wearing today. Very comfortable, chill vibes. But I just wanted to come on here and drink some coffee and have a little chatty chat with you guys. And yes, my coffee is right here in my beautiful Boston mug. Got it from Primark. Got it from Primark Boston. I love it. I'm gonna be snacking on some granola bars, and those things over there are my vitamins, so don't mind me. Don't mind me. But yes, I want to talk about cancel culture because I saw a tweet, and I will insert it somewhere here. Maybe I haven't learned how to edit and be fancy, but I'll insert it somewhere here. I'm just really tired of cancel culture. I feel like cancel culture just puts you in a place where you don't feel safe to grow. Like, you don't feel safe to make mistakes and grow from it. And I'll explain what I mean by that. Let me take a sip of coffee before I can explain. I need the coffee to run through my system to make it make sense. Give me a minute. Okay, so now that I've had 2 sips of coffee in, what I'm saying should make sense now. Okay, cancel culture. What is cancel culture? If you've been living under a rock and you have no idea because you don't play in the Twitter streets. Cancel culture is the new way of pretty much just not allowing someone to grow by holding something that they said against them. They said or they done, which leads to you canceling them. Because the whole point in you canceling them is that they're kind of pushed to the abyss, never to be heard from again. Like, you just push them away and into like a little box, and they're never to be heard from again because they said or did something that was controversial and problematic. Now that we have defined what cancel culture is, let's get into how it's actually working in reverse. Cancel culture is not really productive just because at the ending of the day, when you cancel someone, you're taking away their right to grow. I mean, come on. We're not perfect. Like, I really hate when people be like, oh, she's canceled after something, like, I don't know, after they did something, because it's like, okay, are you always politically correct. Like, are you 100% politically correct? Because I feel like that's the only way, and that's the only people I feel that should be allowed to cancel people. Like, if you're 100% always politically correct, even in the privacy of your own home and amongst, you know, your friends and in your thoughts, if you are 100% always politically correct, then okay, you can go and cancel people. But if that's not what you are, then I need you to stay humble, and I need you to understand that you too have skeletons in your closet. And if your skeletons were deposited into the world for everyone to see and hear it and smell the stench of them, I think a lot of people will be canceled too. Like, a lot of people that like to cancel people will be canceled too. Because I always say, like, I'm very small on here right now, but I'm not gonna lie, like, I've had problematic moments, and at times I could be a problematic person. Like, I'm not gonna sit here in front like I'm being real. Like, I can be problematic at times. Everyone can. The issue with that is that it's one thing to be problematic and be a problematic person and want to be a problematic person, and then there's understanding that you may have had a problematic view and actually applying yourself to learn why your view is problematic. You feel me? Like, there's a difference. And I feel like the people that like to cancel people, like, they don't ever stop to think, well, okay, this person might have had a problematic view, but they're not really a problematic person. Now, granted, there are some people that do prove that they're problematic time and time again. And, you know, that's people like Jeffree Star, where, you know, the first time they're problematic, you go ahead and you side-eye them, you monitor them for a little bit, they act right because their brand is suffering, and then, you know, when you start to loosen up your grip and you start to forgive them and you kind of let it go, then it turns into a let's do it again type thing, where they say something else that's problematic, or they do something else that's problematic, which to me just kind of proves that you didn't really learn your lesson the first time. If you're gonna keep being problematic especially if it's around the same thing, like, then you didn't learn your lesson. You didn't learn your lesson. Like, this is just who you are. Like, you didn't learn your lesson because you don't want to learn your lesson. This is just who you are as a person. And that is when I personally cancel somebody. If I've seen that you've been given a chance to really redeem yourself and be better, and then you still go ahead and do the same nonsense, then you didn't learn your lesson. That's what that lets me know. Lets me know that you didn't learn your lesson and you don't care to learn your lesson. But like I was saying, I'm very small in here right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if, as I get more and more subbies and more of you guys find me, and, you know, more people start rocking with me, like, I won't be surprised if there's people from my past that try to, like, bring stuff to the surface. Like, oh, well, she used to say things like this, and she used to do this, and she thought this was funny, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, I won't be surprised if people do that, because a lot of the things that I've seen kind of in that realm are from people that do things like that, where it's like they're jealous of their friends, or like people that I guess just outgrew them, and they will go ahead and try to like bring them down and be like, oh my god, let me tell all of her dark secrets. And it's just kind of like, really? Like, is that necessary? Oh my god, do you guys see the little fishes? Do you see the little fishies in my cup? Oh my god, so cute. It's really supposed to be facing the other way, because they always make cups for right-handed people, and I'm not right-handed. It's the same thing with my Kate Spade cup, where it's like, in order for you to read what it says, I have to be holding it in my right hand, and I am not right-handed, so it feels funny for me to hold it there. I don't know. Girl. And another thing, Can we talk about people feeling the need to tell other people what they should be offended about and what they should be offended about? But can we talk about that? It's like, why are you focused on telling somebody else what they should be enraged about? Does anybody else sit there and tell y'all what y'all should be enraged about? So why are you sitting here telling somebody else what they should be enraged about? What do I mean? Perfect example. Case in point, J-Star again. When the whole thing was popping off, when he started to show his little racist colors, and everybody was like beginning to catch on, you know what I'm saying? Oh, child, my bank. And everybody was beginning to catch on. You had people talking about, oh my gosh, but like he apologized for it. Like, why are you still upset? Like, he apologized. You just want to hold it over his head. You just never want him to grow. And it's like, sister, he apologized and did the same thing. Like, not even 3 months later. Sister. What do you mean? It's disrespectful to try to tell somebody what they should be offended about. And I didn't realize, because I used to do that to people too, but like on a smaller scale, you know what I'm saying? Like nothing crazy like that. But on a smaller scale, before I realized, like, you can't tell someone what to be offended about. Like, that's like your feelings being hurt about something, and you have that insensitive ass friend that just turns around and tell you being too sensitive. It's like the same thing, except on a grander scale. Like, hello, you can't tell somebody what to be offended about when it isn't a direct attack on your people. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the whole basis with Jeffree Star. Like, it's not a coincidence. He did it more than once. I don't know, child. Some people just be getting brave, but I just want to come on here and have that little Sunday morning sermon. I don't really know if I said much, but, you know. I don't even know if you received my message, but just stop canceling folk. Stop canceling folk for being ignorant. And by all means, it's not your job to educate people. We live in a world where it's like information overload. I think I've said this before in another video. Where it's like information overload. So there's definitely information out there. You just have to want to educate yourself. You know? For all the times that I've done stuff that were considered problematic, like, I was fortunate enough to have people tell me, like, this is where you messed up at. This is why this isn't okay. And this is why you should never say that again. And I took into account how I may have offended people. And I learned. And I continue to do that. I'm not perfect. I remember one time we were having a discussion again on the timeline. And we were talking about the R word. If you don't know what the R word is, I will write it somewhere down here so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. But it was pretty much having the discussion with a bunch of people from handicap Twitter. And they were saying how that word in particular is a slur and is derogatory, and that it should just never be used again. And, you know, me coming from, you know, a different culture, because I'm not American, you guys know that. Me coming from a different culture, it's like I grew up saying that word and hearing that word to kind of describe somebody that was stupid or dumb. You know what I'm saying? And not dumb as in like something's wrong with you, but dumb as in you just stupid. You know? And at first, when I first heard handicapped Twitter talking about it and they were making it like a big deal, I was just like, okay, girl, what are you talking about? Like, this is not the hill you want to die on. Like, why are you making this bigger than it is? And, you know, like I said, I was being problematic, and I was fortunate enough to have people that had the patience that day and was just like, listen, let's look at it from a historical point of view. The same way, you know, a lot of people have a problem with the N-word. It's like, here's why this is an issue. Let's look at it from a historical context. Historically, that word was used to describe the mentally delayed. So it's like, when you say that, you make it seem like it's an abomination to be mentally delayed, when it's like, that's not even something that you can control. And they, you know, I don't want to butcher their explanation, because the person that did it did a very, very good job of explaining it to me, to the point where I was like, oh shit, you just changed my whole life. Like, you just definitely made me see, like, it's definitely bigger than a word. Like, it's huge. Like, there's meaning. There's what's that word? Validity. There's validity in why you're upset about people using it carelessly, and I get it now. Because before, child, I was playing devil's advocate. I was like, listen, y'all just being too sensitive. Y'all just doing this. Y'all just doing that. And, you know, it was in response to seeing somebody saying, like, they canceled their friends that used that word. Because at the time, I was still using the word. And I was just like, girl, what? You gonna cancel your friend for that? You must not have a life. You must not have bigger fish to fry. I don't understand. But, you know, in them explaining to me, you know, why it's such a bad thing, I was like, oh shit, never thought about it like that. And I feel like that was a perfect example, actually, of how you can not be problematic, or how you could choose not to be problematic. Because what if those people decided they were going to cancel me that day? You know? What if they decided they were going to cancel me and be like, this bitch is ignorant. Cancel her. Then I would have never known why it's such a big deal, you know? I'm happy if your people had the patience to take time out of their day to educate me when I was being ignorant. Because they didn't have to. So in conclusion, church, I just want y'all to understand that, you know, canceling someone without giving them a fair chance to grow and correct their mistakes is counterproductive. You can't want to see a certain change in the world, but then it's like you're not really giving people the space to change. You know what I'm saying? Let people, I'm not saying let people be problematic. That's definitely not what I'm saying. I'm saying let people grow. Give people the space to grow. And if someone happens to be like an epic screw up, like if you have it in you and you had the patience to explain to them like, okay, this is why this is a no, this is why you're problematic, explain it. And you keep an eye on that person to see if they have taken away anything that you've said. If they haven't taken away anything that you've said, then they haven't learned their lesson, and you just gotta cut it, okay? But I hope this made sense, because I feel like whenever I film videos like this, like there's always so much to say, and I want to make sure I'm articulating myself right, that my mind is always like everywhere. And I feel like I could sometimes, like as I'm filming, I feel like I'm not making sense, but then like in editing, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I caught that point. But then again, just me. So I hope you guys received the message, okay? I really enjoyed doing this. I kind of want to make this an every Sunday thing where I just kind of sit here with my coffee and talk to you guys about whatever topic we need to talk about, or whatever topic is heavy on my soul that week. I really want to make that a thing. But yeah, my coffee cold now, child. I need to reheat that hole. But yes, I've enjoyed filming this. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Stay blessed.